It ends with me. It ends with Malaria me. Will end with Malaria you. Ends with me. It ends with you. It ends with me. Neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Ukazikona muneti neighbor. Malaria sisanka you a neighbor. So protect your family, my neighbor. Oh, wow, get tested. Ulinaka fever, get tested. Ulinaka headache, get tested. Together we can end malaria. Every night, sleep under a treated mosquito net. Ngatiba kupeza na malaria. Did you know, bring your walls. Sawala, mangwala ya malaria yali safe. Neighbor, ukasikona muneti neighbor. Malaria sisanka iwe neighbor. So protect your family, my neighbor. Neighbor, ukasikona muneti neighbor. Malaria sisanka iwe neighbor. So protect your family, my neighbor. Mukambera kokampepo, mukambera kokamutu. Osatayanta wiwandu, pitani kutipatala. Azima ya pakati, naba anda fighti. Naziba mosquito neti. Musaro pepper spray, musaro pepper maneti. Is in the angela, ochingiliza uzuzu. Neighbor, ukasikona muneti. Sisanka iwe neighbor, so protect your family, my neighbor. It ends with me. It ends with Malaria me. Will end with Malaria you. Ends with me. It ends with you. It ends with me.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from the Churches Health Association of Zambia, CHAZ.
Ozeron Funeral Services, under the supervision of Mr. Ronald Chimpanga, the Director of Operations, offers the following services: body care, caskets, coffins, tombstones, and long-distance transport. We also provide tents and lowering machines. Find us in Lusaka at UTH and Charleston. Contact us on the number 0976 16 1213. That is 0976 16 1213. Or contact us via our 0975 44 07. We also have branches in Monze, Luansha, Chongwe, and Livingston. Ozeron Funeral Services. Affordable and quality services.
Time is precious. Don't waste it spending many hours on the road. Utilize the time you have to enjoy the things that matter. Visit places, visit people, visit Kasama through your gateway to possibilities. That's right. Kasama Airport has been upgraded and is now open and ready to welcome you with open arms. Contact the airline of your choice to book your next trip into the region. Zambia Airports Corporation Limited. Keep flying.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we came. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only which comes straight from the manufacturer. Everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order this. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chatham Thunder Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960 747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
the happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is 5FM Main News. The headlines. Acting Agriculture Minister fumes at non-performing civil servants. Government refutes reports that police abducted Economic Freedom Fighters Party leader Kasonde Mwenda. Ukraine mobile network Kyivstar hit by cyber attack. This news bulletin is also streaming live on the 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, Hebet Mutabi. The Ministry of Agriculture says that citizens feel government is not actualizing its promises because of some non-performing civil servants. Speaking at the launch of the 2022 to 2026 strategic plan, Acting Minister of Agriculture Makozo Chikote indicated that the country is failing to progress because they are wrong people in public offices. Mr. Chikote called for change of attitude towards work among civil servants, saying the offices they are occupying are not their personal properties. He has also advised the civil servants to acquaint themselves with the UPND manifesto on agriculture in order to align their works with its vision, while calling on policy think tanks and implementers to become action-oriented.
This country is not moving forward because we have got the wrong people in this office. Hey, how many times politicians will stand on podium to start telling people of this country that we are going to deliver, and people can't see. Reason is because of you. No, I'm in charge. No, it's me. We are according to the condition of things. I'm in charge. Right. Understanding our manifesto. This is New Dawn administration. Please, public service workers, your job is to move with the government of the day. That's your job. Because you are professional. You are contributing factors to the service delivered.
Speaking area, Ministry Permanent Secretary for Administration, Yvonne Ampundu, said that the strategic plan will provide a clear operational framework for the ministry and its stakeholders.
The launch of this document is therefore timely, as it will guide the restructuring of the ministry and the alignment of all positions in the ministry to the vision, mission, and strategic objectives of the plan. The ministry's management remains committed to institutionalizing performance management systems at all levels of the ministry. In this regard, I wish to appeal to all staff in the ministry to align their individual work plans and expected deliverables to the strategic objectives which have been contained in this document.
Home Affairs Minister Jack Mwimbu has dismissed as false reports that police in Kitwe yesterday abducted a leader of Economic Freedom Fighters Party, Kasonde Mwenda. According to the Zambia Police Service, Mr. Mwenda and his entourage were blocked by unidentified people who apprehended them and took them back to Riverside Police Station, where they were released. Police are also investigating reports of assault involving Mr. Mwenda and Party Secretary General Siame Changala. Speaking in Parliament today, Mr. Mwimbu has re-echoed that there is no law that requires police to be in uniform when effecting arrest on citizens. He is concerned that some opposition members have been claiming to be abducted after being arrested by the police.
After the police went to check as to what was happening, they had a discussion and they went together to the police over this particular issue. There was no abduction. And there is no law, Madam Speaker, for the information of this House and the nation, that the police must always be in uniform when carrying out their duty. I also want to inform the nation that the police effect arrest or apprehending anyone in accordance with the law. If they do carry out arrest and apprehending anyone, that is not an abduction.
Earlier, Lumezi Member of Parliament Munia Zulu alleged that UPND cadres abducted Mr. Mwenda in Kitwe.
Madam Speaker, I've got the Times of Zambia newspaper dated Tuesday in my hands for today. President Hichilema notes human rights rides under New Dawn. Madam Speaker, I know that the motion that was presented much earlier has not been opposed. Madam Speaker, I direct my matter of urgent public importance to the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs. Just yesterday, when the Chingola victims were being interred, the UPND cadres abducted AF leader Kasonde Mwenda.
Power utility firm ZESCO Limited says it has experienced several faults on its distribution network in Osaka, causing power supply interruption to parts of the city. Company Senior Manager Corporate Affairs, Karisto Chitamfia, has attributed the faults to the extreme weather conditions and some isolated cases of vandalism. Mr. Chitamfia says to resolve the faults and normalize the power supply to its customers, the corporation has reinforced the faults crews who are working round the clock. He, however, said owing to the large number of faults experienced, ZESCO may take longer to render timely service to all of its affected customers.
We would like to assure you that our teams are on the ground working round the clock to ensure that power is restored. And while this is happening, we just urge you to ensure that you treat every line as live, because before the stated time. And for those that are experiencing fallen poles and lines that have fallen on the ground that are dangling there, please do not step on those lines. Barricade them and report to the nearest ZESCO center.
The Cotton Board of Zambia has called for concerted efforts among all stakeholders in order to enhance productivity and job creation in the sector. Board Chairperson Raymond Mpundu says this will also ensure that the sector achieves all its targeted objectives that have been discussed this year. Speaking during the official opening of the Cotton Conference in Osaka this morning, Mr. Mpundu assured that the board will play a very significant role in ensuring that matters being discussed in these meetings are implemented for transformative results.
That we may have to minimize the conversations, maybe towards the end of the first quarter of next year, so that from there, then we begin to produce results based on our competencies as stakeholders. We need action now. I'm sure we have heard enough. And we are all practiced around our competencies within our sectors. So from next year, it is hoped that a lot will begin to happen in the cotton sector, especially that now we are being armed by this information that we are getting from these meetings that we have been attending.
Speaking at the same event, Commerce, Trade and Industry Chief Economist Trust Mfune said that the cotton sector, being labor intensive, remains key towards job creation.
It is actually a very critical sector. Again, when you look at our national, the 8th National Development Plan, you again realize that it has been prioritized there. Further, to actually underscore the importance of the sector, you look at or you listen to the budget speech that was made for the 2024 budget. Again, you actually see what government is trying to do to actually enhance the sector. So with those, basically it goes to actually underscore the importance that government attaches to this sector. So really, it is an important sector for many reasons. This time we are grappling with unemployment. We are having challenges. Of course, you've seen how the patch has been performing.
Grain Economy and Environment Minister Collins Nzovu says Africa cannot accept a global go on adaptation framework without means of implementation from developed countries for developing countries, especially on the targets. Delivering the second press statement on behalf of the African Group on the status of negotiations at COP28 in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Mr. Nzovu, who is a chair of the African Group of Negotiators on Climate Change, reiterated that adaptation is a key issue for Africa and an outcome on the global goal on adaptation has been the key demand. He said that the global goal on adaptation outcome must address thematic targets and dimensional targets on equal footing. In a statement availed to 5FM News by Ministry of Green Economy and Environment Communications Unit, the minister noted the critical importance of the global goal on adaptation in the global stock take, which he said must assess collective progress on implementation. Mr. Nzovu noted that despite the strain on the budgets and the increasing burden of debt, African governments have committed significant domestic resources on adaptation. The road tolling on the 35-kilometer new Chingola to Kasumbalesa border road by the Tubo Kachin Consortium Limited under the Public-Private Partnership PPP model has been concluded ahead of scheduled completion date and at the international standard. Government signed its first public-private partnership concession agreement with a private party on 1st October 2022 for the design, financing, building, operation, maintenance, and transfer of 35 kilometers of the T-mining transportation channel of the road at a cost of over $41 million. Delivering a ministerial statement in Parliament this afternoon, Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development Minister Charles Milupi said that the project was contracted for a total project construction duration of 12 months. He says that the project is in line with government guidelines dubbed correct price, timely delivery, and quality standards.
This House may wish to know that the regulations have provided for the following tolls by classification of vehicles and type of vehicle. Number one, small vehicles up to 3.5 tons, including car, van, and a minibus up to 15 seats. That is for single access, they pay 15 kwacha, compared to 20 kwacha paid on other tolled roads throughout the country.
In other stories trending this evening, University of Zambia Unza lecturer in the School of Development Studies, Briveri Siamabere, has called for sensitization of farmers on financial management if the recently launched Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility credit window is to achieve its intended objectives. The Vendetta Must Return community campaign movement has urged the government to seriously move in and hasten the Konkola copper mine KCM Vendetta transition process before year end. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Stanbic Bank Zambia Limited says there is need to intensify efforts at limiting the rate of deforestation to address climate change and ensure the country's economy remains viable. Speaking during the planting of 10,000 trees in collaboration with the Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF Zambia, at the Zambezi River Source area in Ikelenyi district, Stanbic Bank Chief Executive Officer Mwindwa Siakalima said that there is need for more stakeholders to get involved in restoring the ecosystem around the Zambezi River source area that has been lost and damaged through increased deforestation in recent years. Mr. Siakalima explains that the 10,000 trees being planted were part of the bank's ongoing efforts to tackle the devastating effects of climate change. Officiating at the event, Tourism Permanent Secretary Evans Muhanga said the Zambezi River source area is set to benefit from part of the $100 million credit granted by the World Bank through job creation.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, Ukraine's main mobile network, Kyivstar, says it's been the target of a powerful hacker attack. Customers have been left without a phone or internet access while one city's air raid sirens are stopped working. Ukraine's security services are investigating. Moscow hasn't commented. The Kyivstar network is estimated to have some 24 million mobile customers and 1 million home internet users. Reports emerged on Tuesday morning that people and businesses had lost a mobile and internet signal. Here's a BBC for other world news stories.
The presidency of the UN Climate Summit will publish a new draft resolution after the first one caused outrage for not mentioning the phasing out of fossil fuels. About half the participants want this included. Some oil producers have pushed back. Ethiopia's Minister of Peace, Taye Dendea, has been sacked and arrested after criticizing the authorities for banning an anti-war rally. The protest had been called to urge peace in the Amhara and Oromia regions. The Pakistani army says at least 23 soldiers have been killed in a militant attack on a security compound in the northwest. It said the insurgents rammed an explosive-laden vehicle into the premises, causing a building to collapse. A group affiliated to the Pakistani Taliban said it was responsible. The president of a Turkish football club has been arrested for attacking a referee at the end of a match on Monday.
In sports news, football cannot keep putting match officials' lives at risk following the horrific incident in Istanbul on Monday, says the Turkish Super League's head of referee education, Hugh Dallas. The Scottish former official was inside the stadium as Halil Umti Mela was punched by Mek Accra Cougar president Farouk Koka after his team conceded a 97th minute equalizer to Kaika Rizpo. Turkey's Justice Minister Yilmaz Tunik said Koka and 2 others were arrested for injuring a public official. All the games in Turkey have been suspended with immediate effect. We now have the evening weather forecast. Stay tuned.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The whole country is mainly cloudy, slightly windy, and mild, tending to be cool towards the dawn with rain and thunder. Ends the evening weather forecast.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
The weather forecast brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Acting Agriculture Minister fumes at non-performing civil servants. Government refutes reports that police abducted economic freedom fighters, party leader Kasonde Mwenda. Ukraine mobile network Kyivstar hit by cyber attack. For more news, follow us on Facebook at 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Hebet Mutabi.